dun 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 dun. All right, guys, we're gonna watch a trailer to a movie we know nothing about. We've only seen the poster. This movie is called Pet, a love story. It comes out December 2nd. Let's give it a taste. The fuck kind of creepy shit is that? I don't even know. Like when you're looking at the face of the dude in that movie, I'm not even sure who's in the horror movie. Is like
Yeah,
because that chick was disturbed, and I understand she's in a distressing scenario, but it looked like she was in control and he was terrified.
It did, and that interests me greatly. I'm not really a horror fan per se, right? I don't watch a lot of
Well,
horror
that's a thriller.
movies.
That's not a horror.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, when you saw like the thing, like a psychological thriller type of horror, like this could have been a horror movie, but now that we've seen the trailer, we know it's not quite a horror movie. It's like a psychological thriller movie, which I'm much more into and down with. And they show him like preparing and the syringe, and he's writing down information about her and all that shit. I'm glad what's her name is finding work, Wiley.
What is that girl from? She looks.
This girl?
Oh, is she from Lost Girl? She looks
No.
familiar as fuck.
Is she the lost girl?
No, she would be the other girl, the friend. I forget what her name is, but
With
she
the
looks
awesome eyes?
she
has
looks
awesome
familiar
eyes.
as fuck. This movie's called Pet.
Pet.
Pet
2017.
IMDb. She looks familiar as fuck, and she's definitely in something I've seen before, or she just looks exactly like somebody else.
Yeah, she reminds me of well, that's embarrassing.
Well, I just searched the Secret Life of Pets. That's not that it.
No, she's in that too. It's weird.
That would be weird. All right, so she's the main character.
She reminds me of the Olsen, the other Olsen person.
Oh yeah,
It's not. I don't think.
no,
it's
it's not her,
Yeah.
but her
Some other
name is Ksenia Solo.
Oh yeah.
So she is
I have no idea who that is.
in Lost Girl. Yeah, that is her.
Okay, so she's okay. She just doesn't have like
She's
the
Kenzie
goth,
from Lost Girl. Yeah, so
alright.
without the makeup, it's kind of like. Did you ever see Polly Peretti without the makeup
They don't
on?
allow pictures of that anymore.
She's a blonde girl. She's like a pop star.
Yeah.
Very weird.
No,
But no,
like,
that's acting. This girl can act. She's like not an actor in the other fucking
she
show.
doesn't act at all in Lost Girl.
She doesn't. She's like
Really?
It's very
I saw one
campy
episode.
almost.
Okay.
Where you're reading what's on the page. All
I-
right, because
I-
they have you saying things like "homegirl" and stuff like that, where like certain people like can't say those
I
words
can't
without
say
it
that.
sounding weird.
Homegirl.
No, but interesting.
Okay, so I really like psychological thrillers. I like people in captivity and explorations of like in like not a super gross overt way, right? I like
Yeah, like
and
when they're
it-
blending your foot and making you drink it, you're like, oh.
I
That's
did not,
from a movie
I
called
didn't-
Captive, I
I
believe.
did not finish that movie. That movie had things that were interesting, but for some reason I did not finish it. I like specifically because it's not just weird torture porn shit. I like that it's like potentially going wrong and he's like in over his head or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, that's my favorite
he's not
thing.
like a criminal mastermind.
No,
he's just
he's
some,
a dog catcher or some shit.
doofy idiot, right?
My favorite thing in like movies and like I'm sure it happens in real life, but you don't get to see it as joyfully as you do with multi-angle cameras in a movie. When the bad guy realizes he ain't the bad guy.
When he's fucked.
I
yeah.
love that shit. I think that's so good. Like when you turn down the dark alley and there's like a little woman and she's walking, she's fumbling with her keys and she drops them and the dude just comes up like, hey, and it's like she's like, and her face fucking feels back and kills that motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yes.
shit like that. I love that. Oh man.
I love that too. I think that this might be good. I don't know. This is the type of trailer that I watch and I go, oh, I really want to see that, but later today I want to forget about this, and I may never see this movie, even though I want to.
The only thing that my like thing on this, so she's trapped in a cage and she bashes her head repeatedly. It looks completely like she's hitting her forehead on the cage.
Yeah.
And then when she looks
It's
away,
her
her
nose,
nose is
mouth,
bleeding
yeah.
in her mouth, and I'm like, either she hit herself so bad she has brain swelling and
No,
blood
no.
is coming out of her nose and mouth, or like they just didn't give her screen direction properly.
I don't know. There's something going on with something. She's got the chain or the lock or something, and she's hitting her face into it. I don't know. I would not worry about that of all the things to be worried about in this kooky, crazy thing.
Nah, and I would see this. I would never
Yeah.
see this in theaters.
That's what I'm saying. So,
but I'd watch this on like Netflix.
So it'll show up someday. I actually hate that about looking at trailers now more, where it's like there's so many things where I'm like, I do want to see that, but I in like my heart, even if I write it down, it's gonna go on a list of like 1,000 things.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I'll never end up seeing this.
But this has a name that's easy enough to remember that I'm like,
I'm just
I'll
gonna
see
say.
that eventually. Like other ones, you're like, that sounds like 30 other movies.
Dark Garden. No, like part of why I'm saying this out loud is to try to get myself to like remember to eventually watch this. Because this is
Yeah.
going deep, right? They're showing you like him Googling how to weld
The
or
cage he
something.
makes has like the Pit Boy like pictured guy next to it. Like
Oh,
what
God.
cage is he? Is that a dog's cage? What is he building?
I think he's looking up other things to like extrapolate.
Yeah,
a
but I
thing
want
or
to know
whatever.
what he has the blueprints for something
Yes.
for like that holds a human like comfortably.
I don't know. Maybe he scaled it up. Something's going on here.
I don't know. Where do you even get that stuff?
I like that though.
No, this looks interesting. Interesting. I'll give it the
like
trailer
weird-
some thumbs up
yeah.
because it intrigued me.
It's a good trailer. It makes you want to
Certainly.
know what the fuck is going on here. So as a trailer, like yes,
Because this could end in any number of ways.
yeah. Like what if there really is something going on with her and he really is trying to like save her in some dumb way or something like that?
Nah,
I don't
that's
think
not real.
I don't think I'd like that, but yes.
I just want to know if at the end, like, it looks like he's dead and she's still in the cage because there's a lot of blood and she's like touching it, or like someone went down to help her and she's like, ah, and like bashed their head into the wall until they died.
Yeah, where'd all that blood come from?
Somewhere, it's not hers. Not creepy, and you know,
Creepy.
good people. I'm
times.
sure it'll do well.
Maybe.
Both their Twitter followings, I'm sure, are large. They can say,
Yeah, so
"See my
he's one
movie."
of the Hobbit guys, but he doesn't even look like himself.
Yeah,
What we're saying?
he looks like
Looks
when he was on
thin
Lost and he
and
got like
weird.
sick or something. He looks very skinny.
Oh, okay.
Which,
don't-
you know, maybe he took a role or maybe he's just exercising. Who knows?
I don't know him as well, so I like did not even recognize him with the way that he looks.
And he's
in this.
older.
Yeah, true.
His hair is shorter. That makes your head look longer.
Makes your head look longer.
It does.
Sure.
All right, guys. Until next time, don't die in a fire and check out this trailer for Pet. A love story.
A love story in quotes?